Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is a I don't give a crap day. I'm wearing a big old sweater and did nothing with my hair, did nothing with my makeup. We're just hanging out today. Um so I am 34 weeks and a day today. It's Wednesday. Um and I think I talked about my last video that I am going to the hospital. Of course, I hate recording. She starts squeaking her toy. Um, Loretta, honey, Spot doesn't want to play. She was squeaking the toy against his head, like pushing it so it would squeak against his head. Loretta, come here. Lay down. Good girl. So I go to labor and delivery twice a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays for non-stress tests, where they lay me up in a bed with some monitors, and they monitor my blood pressure and baby's heart rate and his movement. And I do that twice a week, and it's like 30 minutes to an hour, depends on how cooperative baby is being and how much he's moving around, because they're looking for, I think, a certain number of movements. And once they hit that number, you're free to go. And it's basically just to make sure that he is still doing as well as he was last week. And that's because of the marginal cord insertion that I have, because it can cause complications. It normally doesn't, but it can. So, I was there today doing my non-stress test, as also I had a doctor's appointment today. And at my last doctor's appointment, I had an ultrasound, and they told me that he was measuring big, that he was measuring 2 weeks ahead, and according to, I did not see my doctor today, I saw a nurse practitioner today, which is the price I pay for wanting to keep my appointments on Wednesdays. And the reason I do my appointments on Wednesdays is because that's my day off at work. I'm always off on Wednesdays. So it makes it really easy for me to go to these appointments, because I know I don't have to schedule something different at work. Especially now, because they have me going every week now. So this appointment today was my last appointment that was a 2-weeker. Now I'm going every single week. So I'll go back next week. And I actually will be seeing a different doctor next week, because my doctor's not in the office. So I usually see Dr. Turner. I'll be seeing Dr. Rodriguez, which kind of worries me a little bit, because I haven't met him yet, but at the same time, it's a good thing to meet him, because there's 4 doctors at my hospital for OBGYNs. So there's a 25% chance that one of the other doctor, any of them could deliver my baby. There's only a 25% chance that my doctor is going to be the one there the day that I go into labor or that they induce me. So it's makes me a little nervous just because I haven't met him, but it's also a good thing that I'm going to meet him. Now the only downside to this visit with this doctor that I have never met before, they're talking about, they think they might do a group B strep test, something like that. And basically, so what's going to happen, most of the time I go to the doctor and I get to stay fully clothed. The next time, should they decide to do this at this point, usually they don't do it until, like, what did she say, 36 weeks? So it'll be a little bit early. I'll only be 35 weeks. But she said because I'm already kind of showing some signs of preterm labor, they're probably going to go ahead and do it, so that way they know what the deal is. So basically what's going to happen, if they do decide that they're going to go forward and do it this next visit, I will be asked to take off my bottoms, splay it open, and my doctor, or the doctor, whom I have never met, this gentleman is going to come in and take a swab and swab the inside of my vagina and swab the inside of my butthole. Nice to meet you. So what they're looking for is basically to see if I have this particular type of bacteria. And they do it for every pregnancy, for every woman. They check to see if you have this type of bacteria. And it's not really a big deal if you do or if you don't. It doesn't hurt you. They're wanting to look to see if you have it for baby. So if I do have it, when I go into labor, they will administer antibiotics to me to prevent baby from getting anything from this bacteria. And that's really all that means. So I'm just a little nervous because, like, the first time I meet you, you're going to look directly into my vagina and my asshole. Like, great. It's wonderful. So, side note, because I just kind of had that thought that y'all don't know. I forget sometimes that unless I literally tell you in a video, you have no idea what's going on in my life. So I am probably certifiably insane. So you know, I'm sure, if you've watched any of these videos, you have heard me talk about my dogs. And there's Spot and Loretta. And now there's Jello. We have 3 dogs now, and she is just as big as the other 2. So we have 3 big dogs, Spot, Loretta, and Jello. And my husband is completely to blame for it because he went to the animal shelter with his parents and fell in love with this girl. And she is super sweet. She's an older dog. She's about 6 years old, and she's a lab mix. We don't know what she's mixed with, and she's just the sweetest little thing. But we have 3 dogs, and I have 34 days left of this pregnancy. And their plan, as far as I know, is to induce me on the 25th of February, if I have not had the baby before then. So 34 days until February 25th. And we go get another dog. I'm nuts. But that's okay, because my heart is full. And so is my house. Anyway. So the contractions have really slowed down. I did go through one day where I was having them pretty consistently, and they were getting a little bit more painful, and I probably should have gone to the hospital, and I didn't. So my husband is like up my ass, anytime, every day he's like asking if I'm having contractions, and sends me to work with, "I love you, let me know if your water breaks," stuff like that. But everything is really mellowed out. Like, for a little bit there, I was really concerned. I thought that he was really gonna be coming, like, any minute, because I was having contractions, and he felt like he was really, really low, and everybody kept saying things to me like, it's gonna happen, like, there's a full moon, you're gonna have the baby, or you're nesting, so that means you're gonna have the baby soon. One of the ladies at work even said that my nose, like, I guess my nose is getting wider, and I guess that's a sign, like, when your nose starts to widen out, that you're going into labor, and I don't think it has. I mean, I'm not staring at my nose every day, but I know that that's a thing that can happen when you're pregnant. Like, your nose can get bigger, but I never heard of it as being, like, a sign that labor is near. I just thought it was part of the hormones, and everything gets bigger when you're pregnant. So my doctor's appointment was very, very uneventful. Like I said, I didn't even see my doctor. I saw a nurse practitioner, which is fine. It doesn't really bother me when I'm going for a regular oral appointment. Like, obviously, my next appointment, if they're going to do this Group B strep test or whatever, I would not want a nurse practitioner to do that necessarily. But when it's just an in-between visit, like a, hey, how's things going? All they did was listen to his heart, and they measured my belly. And according to the measurement that the nurse took, I'm still measuring ahead. She didn't specify how much ahead, and I didn't ask, which is my fault. I should have. So my last appointment, he was measuring 2 weeks ahead, and 2 weeks later, he's still measuring ahead. So he's going to probably be a little bit of a large baby, especially if I take him to term, which I believe they did say has been updated. It used to be, I think, 37 weeks was considered full term. 36 or 37 weeks was considered full term. And now they're saying that 39 weeks is full term because there's actually a lot of growth that happens in those last couple of weeks. So, it's anything before, I think it was 36 weeks was considered full term. So anything before 36 weeks was considered preterm. So you're having preterm labor. if you went into labor any time before. So whether you went into labor at 26 weeks or 32 weeks, you were considered preterm. And now it is, so that's still the same. And then anything from 36 to 38, I think, is considered early term. And then there's 39 and 40 are full term. 39 and 40 plus. Most doctors won't let you go past, like, I think 42 weeks. But anything above 39 weeks is full term. And I'm just really starting to get nervous. Like, I literally, 34 days. I have just a smidge over a month left before I hold my baby boy in my arms. Like, I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. And I told my husband that at the doctor today, that I'm starting to feel a little scared. You know, it's kind of that thing. I'm very hard on myself, so it's kind of one of those, what if I mess up? What if I've done something during this pregnancy that has hurt him and I don't even know it? I have tried very, very hard to do right by this baby during this pregnancy. My diet may not be the greatest, but I'm not smoking, I'm not drinking, I'm really limiting my caffeine intake. You know, I'm not drinking soda after soda after soda, or coffee, or anything like that. I'm not, no energy drinks. You know, I haven't eaten, the only thing that I've eaten that they recommend you don't is cold cuts. And I don't do that very often. It's because I go to Subway sometimes. I've only had Subway like maybe 3 times during this whole pregnancy. I'm taking my prenatal every day, and like, I'm nervous that like they're gonna tell me like when he's born and something that I did caused some issue. And I'm worried that I'm gonna get there and not know what to do. And I know that they have like childbirth classes and stuff, but my husband and I have a very hard time, like a hard enough time scheduling doctor's appointments, because we only have one car. So if I have to go to the doctor and he has to be to work, one of us has to have the car. And like, I can't walk to the hospital. That's too far of a walk. And unless I had another means of getting to the hospital, like, I wouldn't be able to make it to my appointment. So we have a hard enough time scheduling doctor's appointments, let alone trying to add other things to the mix. So we're both kind of thinking we're not really going to do the childbirth classes, but I have been like on YouTube, like a mofo, looking up anything and everything I can think of, like any question I have about giving birth. And I think I've been doing a pretty okay job at, you know, making sure I know what's up. Like, I've been looking into like the not nice side of pregnancy. Like, obviously, I know I'm going to have my contractions, my water might break, it might not, you know, I might lose my mucus plug, blah, blah, blah. And once my contractions are, the way the nurse said it is, if they're getting longer, stronger, and closer together, before I hit 36, before 36 weeks, I think she said, before 36 weeks, I need to come in regardless. As if I have 5 or more contractions in an hour that are getting longer, stronger, closer together, blah, 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 I need to come in. And then once I hit 36 weeks, up to 39 weeks, having contractions that are 5 minutes apart, that are also following the same longer, stronger, closer together, that are 5 minutes apart, I need to come to the hospital at that point. So 5 in an hour, regardless, before 36 weeks, I need to come in. And after 36 weeks, longer, stronger, closer together, for at least an hour, I need to come in, that are 5 minutes apart. I need to come in at that point. And I'm just, I don't know, I'm nervous. I think, and it's just the jitters of doing something that's unknown. You know, I've never given birth before, so this is a completely new experience. Everything is different, and I'm really scared that something's gonna go wrong, and, you know, I shouldn't have any reason to feel that way, because he's been great. He's very healthy. His heart has been perfect every single time they've checked it. He's moving around a lot. Like, the nurse was having a hard time today when I was in my doctor's appointment. She was trying to listen to his heart, and he was moving around so fast and so much that she was having a hard time keeping up just to hear his heart. So he's moving around phenomenally. I don't know how to say phenomenally. There you go. Got it. I was adding too many syllables to that word. And she was kind of laughing about it. He's a very active little boy. I said, yeah, I know. I just, new mom jitters. I'm nervous. And I know that they say, like, once you get in there and once it's happening, like, you don't even think. It's just instinct takes over and you just do. And I really, really hope that that's the case. But, like, I've been watching as many YouTube videos as I can find. I've been looking articles up online. One of my ex-stepmom's best friends is actually an OB nurse. And so I've been asking her questions. Anything that, like, I forgot to ask my nurse when I was there or my doctor while I was there. Like, hey, can I ask you this question? Do you know the answer to it? And obviously she can't really help me about anything, like, specific to me, but if I have any general questions, like, hey, is this safe to do? Hey, is it okay if I do this? Or is this normal? Or should I go to the hospital? Blah, blah, blah. She can help me with that a little bit better. So I do have that extra resource, I suppose, at my disposal. So my baby shower's coming up on Saturday. So the end of the week, it is Wednesday. My baby shower is on Saturday. And I was having a really hard time for a little bit because I'm registered at Walmart. And for like the last week, their registry stuff has been down. So my baby shower is like on Saturday and nobody can see my registry. And they finally got it fixed. I'm like, that was making me really nervous. Like, nobody can see anything. Like, and I'm not expecting people to get me things. They are not obligated to get me things. But it's there for the people that want to but don't know what to get. And I am registered at Walmart and Target. So there was another place that they could go to see, like, what I was interested in getting. And the other reason that I did the registry, that's Loretta. The other reason I did them was because if you put stuff on your registry, at most places, I don't know if this is true with all of them, and once you get past a certain point, like once you get close enough to your due date, they actually will give you a discount on what's left in your registry. So I think for Target, it's like 15% off. It might be the same for Walmart. So anything that's left in my registry at this point, I'm actually close enough to my due date that anything that's on my registry right now, I could go buy and get 15% off each item that I want to buy off my registry. So that kind of is a beneficial thing too. If people don't buy it, I can get it for a little bit of a discount. Because I know, of course, it's a baby shower. Like, people are going to bring diapers and wipes and clothes and clothes and clothes. And that's absolutely fine. Obviously, my child needs clothes. And diapers, I have a pack and play full of diapers right now, but we're probably still going to need more. Babies go through it. So, and I'm almost to the point where I can get my breast pump. I can, with my insurance, I don't know if it's going to be free or if it's going to be discounted. I won't know yet until they send me the confirmation. But either a free or discounted breast pump. It depends on how much my insurance is willing to cover for the breast pump and the breast pump that I pick. So if they say they'll cover $100 and the breast pump I pick is $150, they'll cover $100 of it and I will pay $50. So I don't know if it's going to be discounted or if it's going to be free. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm almost to the point where I can get that. My insurance in particular requires that you be a month. You cannot get your breast pump more than a month out. So at the end of this month, I should get an email for me to confirm my order of which breast pump I want, and I can change it and everything there. So if I decide I don't want to pay anything, I can change it to one that it'll cover fully. And they will reach out to my doctor and get a prescription and everything. They'll reach out to the insurance, because the company that I'm using, it's not my insurance giving it to me. It's a company that uses your insurance will pay for it through them. So they reach out to both those people. get that figured out, and then once that's done, they send me my breast pump. Because I do plan to breastfeed. And we've already got bags packed. Like, we're ready to go. We are pretty much ready at any given time. If Nathan decides he's going to show himself to the world before I hit my 39 weeks, then we're pretty much ready. The only thing we don't have, which I'm also getting nervous about, that we need is we don't have a car seat. And it's supposed to be on the way. Like, my husband's aunt was sending us one. And it still isn't here, so I don't know if she sent it yet or not, but she needs to get on it, because I need that car seat. That's something I literally cannot leave the hospital without. So if I go into labor and still don't have that car seat, like, my husband's gonna have to go run to the store and buy a fucking car seat. Which is fine. I mean, we need to anyway, because the plan is to have one that we have in our car that just stays in our car. And then if we get a second car, the other car seat will, when we get a second car, we're working on it, that car seat will go in there. In the meantime, the second car seat will be the one that we take when our son goes to my in-laws, in case they need to go somewhere, they have a car seat for him. And we don't have to play musical car seats and, like, take ours out and, like, move it back and forth, and they just have one, they can hook it up and use it, and it's good. Same thing with pack and play. I've got 2 pack and plays, so I'm going to keep one. I'm going to give one to my mother-in-law, so that way when he's over there, he's got somewhere he can sleep, and they don't have to worry about supplying it. I already have it. It's fine. And that's kind of the plan. If I get doubled up on stuff, if, like, for example, someone buys 2, bath seats or whatever, I'll keep one, and I'll give one to her to keep at her house for when she watches him, because she's already expressed her desire and willingness to watch him for me sometimes. And that's the other thing we need to get figured out, is the whole daycare situation and work. And I finally got my paperwork for my maternity leave. It is almost completely filled out. I filled out my portion. My doctor filled out her portion today. Well, not my doctor. The doctor. Dr. Falls filled it out for me. And so I got that filled out. All I have is there's a small section that my employer has to fill out, and it needs to get sent off. So I'm going to take it with me to work tomorrow, ask my employer to fill out their small little section and send the paperwork off. Now, here's the thing that I'm also nervous about pertaining to my maternity leave. I was anticipating and expecting and working with 6 weeks. That's what I had thought was the plan. I was going to be out for 6 weeks. The doctor wrote 8 and a few days. So I don't know if I'm really going to be out of work for 8 weeks, or if I can, like, get the release to go back before my leave is up. So I'm going to have to talk to the maternity leave people about that. Because I only asked for 6 weeks, and she wrote in 8 instead. So I don't know if she, like, misread what I said, or because, like, I was talking to the receptionist lady, and I explained, she's like, how much time do you need? And I said 6 weeks, and I thought she wrote 6 weeks. So maybe Dr. Falls read 8. I don't know. Or if they're expecting needing to be out longer. I don't really know. But that makes me nervous, because that means I have even more money that I need to save up. Because I have enough right now saved up that would have covered the 6 weeks. It might have been a little tight, but it would have covered it. Now, knowing I'm going to be out for 8.5 weeks or whatever, I need to save up some more. So it's just putting my anxiety into overdrive. Like, I got to save more money. What if he comes tomorrow and I don't have enough saved up? So, all the fun anxieties. I did my maternity photos. I don't remember if I mentioned that in my last video. Because I think I did them after I recorded it. So we did my maternity photos. They were not professionally done whatsoever. A friend of mine met us at the park and we did some. So I got a whole bunch of those. They're very cute. And they're pretty obviously, they're nice, but they're obviously not professional, but they're very nice. And there's nothing wrong with them, and I love them. Most of them. There's a couple that I really don't like, whether it be a weird angle or weird lighting or whatever. But there are definitely a couple really, really good ones that I really like, that I think I'm probably going to get printed out and hang them up in the house or put in a photo album or something. Because there's like 78 pictures or something like that, 75, 76, 78, something like that. So there's a lot of pictures to choose from. So I'm probably going to pick out a couple and put them up around the house. So that's really all I have to talk about this time. Like I said, everything has been going well. He seems to have settled in. Doesn't seem to be coming early anymore. I go back to the doctor next week. I go do my next non-stress test on Saturday before my baby shower. So I'll go to the non-stress test in the morning, and my baby shower's at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I got plenty of time in the morning to go get that done. And it'll take, like I said, an hour tops. So, and then I have the fun task of finding where I'm putting everything and getting everything put away and finally finishing his nursery. And we did get permission from the landlords to paint it. I'm not sure if that's going to happen before he's born or after. Of course, if it happens after, once we've painted it, he will stay in our room with us in his bassinet until the paint smell has completely dissipated. We're not going to paint the room and throw him in there that night. I'm not irresponsible like that. So we have that to look forward to. And I did get a somewhat sort of kind of request, I guess it was, to show my belly, because I haven't been doing it. And my reasoning, I mean, I haven't, like, intentionally been hiding my stomach. Like, I have not been like, oh, you can't see it. And I have showed it in a couple of videos, but, so I said that I could show my belly at, like, the end of each video, show you what it looks like, and where we're at now. So we're gonna see. And like I said, I haven't been, like, intentionally not showing it to you. It's just something I wasn't thinking, like, you cared about enough to, like, actively show you, but I did get these somewhat sort of kind of requests, so here we go. Let me use this chair scooter back. There's the bump. Big bump. Other side. Big bump. I feel huge. And I feel like I really got a lot bigger, like, this last week. Like, I was looking back at the pictures. Like, I take pictures for myself of each, like, weekly progression. And, I feel like I really got a lot bigger this week compared to last week. So, that's all for this video. I will continue to do my videos every 2 weeks, even though I'm going to the doctor every week. So if anything happens at the doctor's appointment, I'm going to try to take notes so I can remember to talk about it in my next video. So I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Like I said, I'm 34, so the next time we talk, I will be 36. And hopefully we don't have a baby before then. So talk to y'all later. Bye.